Once there was a poor tailor who had a son named Aladdin, a carefree, lazy boy who spent his days playing in the streets with other idle children. Despite his mother's tears and pleas, Aladdin did not change his ways. One day while playing in the streets, a stranger inquired about his age and if he was a son of Mustafa the tailor. Aladdin confirmed this and mentioned that his father had passed away a long time ago. The stranger, a renowned African magician, embraced Aladdin, claiming to be his uncle and recognizing him by his resemblance to his brother. He instructed Aladdin to inform his mother of his return. Aladdin went home and told his mother about his newly discovered uncle. She was surprised, as she believed her husband's brother to be dead. Nevertheless, she prepared a meal and asked Aladdin to fetch his uncle, who arrived with wine and fruit. He paid his respects to his late brother's memory and explained his long absence by saying he had been abroad for 40 years. He then inquired about Aladdin's occupation, which made the boy feel ashamed and caused his mother to cry. When he discovered that Aladdin was idle and had no trade, the magician offered to set up a shop for him and provide the necessary goods. The magician bought Aladdin a fine set of clothes and showed him around the city, introducing him to its wonders. When they returned home that evening, Aladdin's mother was overjoyed to see her son dressed so well. The following day, the magician took Aladdin to some beautiful gardens far from the city. They rested by a fountain, sharing a cake the magician had brought. They continued their journey, heading towards the mountains. Aladdin grew tired and requested to return home, but the magician enticed him with captivating stories and convinced him to keep going. Eventually, they arrived at a valley between two mountains, where the magician asked Aladdin to gather sticks to start a fire. Once the fire was lit, the magician threw some powder onto it while chanting magical words. The ground trembled, revealing a square stone with a brass ring in the center. Aladdin attempted to flee, but the magician caught him and struck him. Aladdin tearfully asked what he had done wrong, and the magician, more gently, told him not to fear and to follow his instructions. He explained that a treasure lay beneath the stone, destined to be Aladdin's, but that only Aladdin could touch it. Intrigued by the prospect of treasure, Aladdin overcame his fear and followed the magician's guidance. The magician told Aladdin to descend the stairs beneath the stone, pass through 3 halls without touching anything, and find a garden with fruit trees. At the end of the garden, Aladdin would find a niche in a terrace containing a lit lamp. He was to empty the lamp's oil and bring it to the magician. The magician then gave Aladdin a ring, wishing him success. Aladdin discovered everything just as the magician had described. He gathered fruit from the trees, obtained the lamp, and returned to the cave's entrance. In a rush, the magician demanded the lamp, but Aladdin refused until he was safely out of the cave. Enraged, the magician threw more powder onto the fire and uttered a spell, causing the stone to roll back into place. The magician left the country, revealing that he was not Aladdin's uncle but a crafty sorcerer. He had learned of a powerful lamp in his magical books that could grant him immense power. Though he knew its location, he could only obtain it through someone else's hands. He had chosen gullible Aladdin for this task, planning to acquire the lamp and then eliminate him. Trapped in the cave, Aladdin accidentally rubbed the ring the magician had given him. To his surprise, a genie appeared, offering to grant him one wish. Desperate to escape, Aladdin wished to be freed from the cave. In an instant, he found himself back home, still holding the lamp and the fruit he had collected. Curious about the lamp, Aladdin rubbed it, and another, more powerful genie appeared, promising to grant him any wish. Aladdin wished for a lavish feast to share with his mother, and the genie made it so. The table was suddenly adorned with an array of sumptuous dishes that emanated delightful aromas. There were platters piled high with succulent roasted meats, tender and juicy, each marinated in exotic spices that danced on their taste buds. Exquisite golden pastries filled with tender morsels of spiced lamb and vegetables were arranged alongside bowls of fragrant rice pilaf, studded with sweet raisins, almonds, and saffron. Fresh, crisp salads burst with the colors and flavors of ripe tomatoes, crisp cucumbers, and tender greens, all drizzled with a tangy dressing. Heaps of soft, warm flatbreads were perfect for scooping up generous dollops of creamy, garlicky hummus and smoky baba ghanoush. Platters of assorted cheeses, olives, and pickled vegetables offered a variety of textures and flavors, while colorful bowls of cool, refreshing fruit sorbets provided a palate-cleansing contrast to the rich and savory dishes. For dessert, there was a stunning display of sweets that dazzled the eye as much as the taste buds. Delicate baklava, made from layers of tissue-thin pastry, crisp with melted butter and filled with sweet, honeyed nuts, was arranged like gleaming jewels. Bowls of sweet, sticky dates stuffed with almonds and walnuts were nestled among clouds of fluffy, rose-scented Turkish delight, dusted with powdered sugar. Following the incredible feast, Aladdin and his mother began to understand the true potential of the magical lamp and ring. They knew that with such power at their disposal, they could change their lives for the better. However, Aladdin also realized the importance of using the genie's powers responsibly. In the days that followed, Aladdin focused on improving the lives of his family and those around him. He used the genies to create jobs, build schools, and provide aid to those in need. As word spread of his good deeds, people from all walks of life came to seek his assistance, and Aladdin became a beloved figure in his community. As time passed, he grew up. While visiting the city's bustling marketplace, Aladdin caught a glimpse of the beautiful Princess Badru Bado. He was instantly smitten and knew in his heart that he wished to marry her. Aware of the challenges he would face in winning the princess's hand, Aladdin sought the advice of the lamp's genie. The genie suggested that Aladdin build a magnificent palace to impress both the princess and her father, the Sultan. With the help of the genie, a breathtaking palace was constructed, complete with lush gardens, sparkling fountains, and opulent chambers adorned with precious jewels. Upon seeing the palace, the Sultan was astonished by Aladdin's wealth and accomplishments. He consented to the marriage between Aladdin and Princess Badru Bado, and their wedding was celebrated with great joy and splendor. The city streets were filled with music, dancing, and feasting as people from all over the kingdom came to join in the festivities. As husband and wife, Aladdin and Princess Badru Bado continued to use the magical lamp and ring to help others and improve their kingdom. They ruled with wisdom and compassion, ensuring that their people lived in prosperity and harmony. But even in the midst of their happiness, they remained vigilant. The evil magician, having heard of Aladdin's success, was still plotting to steal the magical lamp and seize its power for himself. Aladdin and the princess knew they would have to face this threat and protect their kingdom from the magician's nefarious intentions. Their love, courage, and resourcefulness would be tested, but together they were determined to overcome any challenge and ensure the safety and happiness of their people.